Hello, friends. Hello. Hi. Thank you so much for stopping by to visit. I've been packing and getting ready to set out on a trip. Have a few yarn shops planned for our family holiday vacation. I'm already dressed for work today. But typically I like to put off sad news. So I was looking forward to visiting with you, but not sharing. Unfortunately, we've had a tragic accident. Our puppy Hazel's passed away. Very suddenly. Not really ready to talk about it, but I want to share with you because it is part of my life. And it has been why I haven't had a chance to sit down and talk and visit with you in a while. Our house is different. It's quiet, it's sad. Everyone's having a hard time and we're all coping in our own ways. I've been coping with yarn. Yeah, that's what I do. I find something soft, something mindless, but not a distraction, because it's very important to work through your emotions, but that's part of the journey. So I've been working through this with yarn. I made something joyful, I made something happy, and I made something that I'm going to gift to someone very, 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 very close to me. I made another scrappy chick. I made another scrappy chick. And I left a huge hole in the tail so that she can be filled with all the little end sewn in end clippies. I did the tail a little different than the one before. I did a chain 6, and then I individually chained 6 for each one of the 3 colors that I ended with. I did hold 3 strands together. This bottom section was held with a variegated turquoisey blue, and I think it was a 5 because her bottom half, like many of us, her bottom half is a little bigger, but that's fine because she's gonna sit and she's gonna protect all those scrappy ends. I did her beak with some very special merino wool. These colors are a clue as to a very special Christmas gift that I have for the same friend. I used my Amazon safety eye kit. I used the little brown noses for the eyes, just like on our original scrappy chick, who I have put some scraps in there. Technically, I put her scraps are already in there. Her scraps, where did her scraps go? Oh, she still had quite a bit of the brown left, so she went back into the floppy. And I think I used up all the rest. The tail was pretty long and I just put it inside. So I got 2 scrappy chicks for right now. I'm gonna send this one out in a few days. Check all of your favorite YouTubers because one of them might be sharing some scrappy happy mail. We'll see. We are packing and getting ready to head out. We've got a long journey before Thanksgiving. Many, many hours in the car. That leads me to a dilemma. I need something to do in the car. I need something that doesn't require a whole lot of thought process. I'm feeling foggy brained. So I don't really want to take my socks. The socks are here. I have painstakingly taken my time, no rush on this, have ripped back, learned how to make a new safety line. So this is where I'm at. I do cuff down and in tandem. So I have my cuff, my leg properly ready for a heel flap. I will be following the directions as written on the heel flap. No overthinking this. This is the second one. I have my cuff, my leg, ripped it down, ready for the very first row of the heel flap. I did that yesterday. And after I did that, I realized that the house was too quiet and my routine wasn't quite what it was supposed to be. And so I decided that I needed to get out of the house. Our Hobby Lobby opens at 9, so I went over there a few minutes early. I sat on the bench in front of their front door and I waited. It's the best kind of therapy you can think of. Retail, new yarn. Man, Hobby Lobby already smells like peppermint cinnamon. They just turn on the smell. I read an article one time about Disneyland and how they pump different smells to create the emotions and the nostalgia and the atmosphere of different cafes and snacks and stuff. Pretty sure Hobby Lobby's doing the same thing. I walked up and down all the yarn aisles. We have one full aisle, left, right, both sides. And then we have one aisle over one side, one aisle over technically one side. So when you first head down our Hobby Lobby, there's all of the novelty yarns, bulky yarns. All the 5 weights are down there. All the 6, the plushies, the fancy stuff. And then in the middle is all your basic 3s and 4s. Well, you know, it must be for, you know what? That's all there. I love this cotton. I love this yarn on one wall. And on the next wall is all of their thinner stuff. So they must have done it by size. I didn't notice till just now. I was just walking around with my eyes closed with my hand out pretty much. And when I got to, ethereal eyelash. Okay. I guess all the cloud, fluffy, soft names were taken. I guess that is an eyelash. It's got an extremely long, elegant halo on it. It's 180 yards. I had a timeline for my project picked out, but I did not have a project picked out. I didn't have a color picked out. I didn't know how many yards I needed, nothing. I was going in to feel something soft and something tangible. And so this is technically a 5 weight. It's a 4, but with the halo, they want it to breathe and be able to extend itself in loftiness. Like I said, 180 yards, 75% acrylic, 25% polyamide. They say to use an H-hook or size 11 knitting needles. After feeling it and knowing we're going to Idaho and it's going to be chilly, chilly, chilly. It hasn't started snowing yet, but we are traveling to the snow. I think I want to knit on a hat. I think I want to make a Ross's hat. They're very mindless for me. I want to use, I think I want to use my rockets, my Addy rockets, which means this would be in a very, and I just want to use it all. I want to start at the brim and I just want to make the hat whatever it is, 180 yards. It's gonna make a slouchy hat. It's gonna make a slouchy hat, and it'll have drapes still on the eights, the US 8s. So, confusing myself. So I was walking around and I found this, and they had quite a few different colors. I chose this one because it was a very light sky blue. I notice it does look very gray, doesn't it? Okay, well. On the last aisle is where they keep their Aunt Lydia's, their cotton threads, their embroidery threads, and notions. And look, I've always made pom-poms, but this, I don't know, this one's really cute. So I picked it up and I thought, yeah, I think so. You're a hat. You're a car hat. I'm gonna pop you into a pretty bag and cast on my ribbing before I leave here. Maybe do 2 rows of it before we even leave the house. I'll pop all this in the bag, and I'm gonna work on this for 11 hours to Idaho, California to Idaho. And I'll work on it in the hotel room, and I'll work on it in the car, and I'll put it down when my fingers are tired, and I'll pick it up when my mind starts wandering. There we go. Idaho car trip in this very fancy project bag. I have tons of other project bags. We'll put it in something less crinkly. I don't want to wake the kids up if they're asleep in the back seat. When I found that pom-pom, they had different sizes. They had small and big, and then they had a little bit of variation in color. But they were 99 cents. And I was there for retail therapy. So I picked up this one too, a little black one. I wasn't sure at first if I liked the black or the white on that soft yarn. I really like the white. It's very light. They have a little elasticy loop. Let me put it to the white wall. They have a little elasticy loop in there that you could put a button on the inside, or a little hook on the inside. I think I'm gonna do a little button. I'll put a button in my project bag. I have a lot of pretty buttons, jars and jars of buttons. I love to collect buttons. The vintage, the antique, the new buttons are just amazing. 99 cents. Wasn't sure what I was going to use it for, but hey, I've been making a lot of hats. I could find a hat for it. And when I got to the car, I had my car project hat. How's that? My pumpkin hat is almost done. It is an appropriate length to just be done. I decided I'm going to, so my ribbing is 3 and 2. I was going to decrease the 3 to 2 in one round, and then go back and decrease the original 3 to 1, and then decrease the 2 purl set, the 2 pearls that I was doing, decrease that, and then I'll have just a nice quick kind of tapered. I could do every other row and make it less. It's been a do what I want pattern as I go, but it was started by the Ross formula. And then I got to thinking about it. I don't really want to cut it off quite yet. I still have a couple of days before we leave, and I don't want to start my car project till I'm in the car. So I still have quite a bit of this. I don't know. Do I just keep going? It's been a do what I want project. It's already a somewhat appropriate length. So I was messing around with it. Let's just measure it out. I folded the brim up. I love how that looks with the 3-2 up here, and then the 2s are popping out down here. I think maybe just a little bit more, and then I'll call it off. I've got my Jimmy Bean Wools yarn babe. She's been keeping me company. I'll do a couple more rows and then call it off. I'll probably not go by length or rows. I'll work on it. I have Thursday off. So let's see. Probably work on it on Thursday as I'm packing and doing last minute chores. And then I'll tie it off Thursday night. I'll cut it off Thursday night. be good. And then what else we got laying around over here to talk about? My granny sleeved poncho. I haven't done much more work on that. It's those ends. They're getting to me. I know that when I start the next one, I'm using a finger weight yarn, and I'm not breaking it off. It's going to be some of the hand dyed stuff that I have. So I won't be as hesitant to work on that. It's just those ends are so intimidating to me. Tying in ends. I make too big of a deal out of it. If I just move through it, we move through it. We'll see. So I have my coffee this morning, just my basic regular blend. I added 2 little drip drops of almond extract, and I picked up some of the Swiss Miss sugar-free hot cocoa the other night at the grocery store, and so I add just a spoonful of that in there. So we have some almond mocha. Wow, that's pretty fancy for a home brew. I think that's it. Gonna go to work soon. And we haven't been going to boxing, so I haven't been getting that hour of designated crochet time, knit time, yarny time in. November's been so busy with going crabbing, and then we got 2 weeks on the road. We're gonna get back to boxing in December. It's definitely one of his passions, and it supports one of my passions. And it's good. It's good. The physical activity really wears Ryan out, and he's more centered and balanced, and I notice his confidence is high. So kids need something they're good at, and mom needs some quiet time. That's about it for today. I appreciate you coming by. The little mushrooms went home and will be gifted in a white elephant friend exchange with coworkers for a friend. So they'll go out into the world and live a good naughty life. Thank you. I appreciate you being here today. I could really use the company, and I'm glad that you're here. Take care.